What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, Machine Militia, rockin' and roll. I was inspired this video by a woman who is famous for picking things up with her vagina. I'm going to link the article down below. And her name is Kim Anami. And you see in the thumbnail, she's literally lifting, holding objects in her vagina and a rope hanging down. And they're staying there because she's contracting those muscles. But let's be real here. This channel is about 93 to 95% male viewers. And honestly, women don't have to worry as much about, essentially blowing their wad too soon, because at the end of the day, they don't have to stay erect. Now, men, we do have to worry about that, because if we're interested in pleasuring our partner and not just getting off basically ourselves, we need to last. So what I've done is I've done some research. I want to get this video out there about how men can increase their staying power. Now remember, guys, I'm not a gynecologist. I'm not a doctor. I'm simply a vaginal enthusiast, which is a very lofty degree. If I made shirts that said #vaginal enthusiast, would you buy one? I'd wear that shit. Anyway, so women don't have to worry as much about it. Now, women, I'm going to address some things for you. A couple types of women, there's singular orgasmic and multiple orgasmic. Some women cannot achieve orgasm during sex because a lot of women, in fact, most women can't achieve intravaginal orgasms through penetration. They have to achieve it through clitoral stimulation. So if you're one of the few who could get both, your number can be emailed to the email down below. Anyway, so getting into this, no pun intended, women really, I think you don't realize the pressure it has on a man, and that can also, as you're going to see, lead to some issues. The pressure it has on a man to perform, especially if he wants his partner to, get their cookies, if you know what I'm saying. So I've gone over and I'm going to give some examples from all the publications I've read online, and I've done a lot of, I'm going to be honest, I've done a lot of research on this because it intrigues me. But to be real here, for the women, you got your singular orgasmic, your multiple orgasmic, and some women can't achieve orgasm at all, especially during intercourse. So we're going to address men here. And again, I was inspired by this woman here, and she's saying that by controlling those muscles, you're able to achieve stronger orgasms, have a better time in bed, and by tensing them, give your partner better stimulation. Because think about it here. Okay, so here's some notes I took from some publications. Men's Fitness, Men's Health. They've all had articles on this, and some of them are just silly. One is, obviously shortening the stroke. Most of the nerve endings on the vagina are located in basically the outside. So those of you with small penises, you're good. Now, what that does, if you go a little less and you don't go all the way deep, it can prolong ejaculation as far as these magazines and articles are concerned. So that's one method. Another is anxiety. I was telling you guys about anxiety before. If you're worried about it, just focus on the moment. Focus on pleasuring her. Focus on her, okay? Or him. Okay, we're going to be, for you guys who like guys, not me. I'm good. I like guys, but not like that. Okay, maybe in college a couple times, but it doesn't count because it was college and I was experimenting and finding myself. So, nonetheless, shortening the stroke is one method. Changing things up, switching positions, switching tempos, switching speeds. This is going to be a serious fucking educational video. It's going to be funny at times because this topic has to be funny. But there's another one. Let me go to the next page of what I have. I got this on a Word doc. Okay. Next thing would be slow down. Don't just go in there jackhammering that. Most women don't like that anyway. What you want to do is go nice. Go slow. If it gets to be fast, that's your thing. I'm going to tell you later some ways to aid in not completely losing it during those bouts of excellence. Okay, so if it gets a little kinky, a little funky, we're going to talk about how to make that work a little better. Kegling, working the PC muscles. I'm doing it right now, seriously. It's where you can have a slight movement of the actual penis. You guys are thinking, wow, his penis is moving. Absolutely. Where you have a slight movement of the penis, but you're contracting those muscles. It's on the you can feel it on the underside of your taint, your gooch. You can feel it right under there when you tighten them. Okay, and that's what you're focusing on tightening. By tightening those, it increases the blood flow and it increases the strength of those. So I recommend doing that multiple times a day. Okay, if you're interested in lasting longer in bed. All right, let's move on. And then I'm going to go into my recommendations, which lead to health and fitness. Again, they address the depth a lot. Don't go too deep. And again, remember the awesome sensory organs are on the outside. Remember, most women are stimulated through clitoral stimulation and not vaginal stimulation for orgasm. So, vaginal, clitoral. If you're hitting that outside, you're getting most of the nerve endings. And just as an aside, the anus has more nerve endings than the vagina, I believe, for sexual stimulation. Go figure. So as far as that's concerned, if you're able to work it, now there is a point, so for those of you guys with little wieners, you still got a shot. You don't even need to shorten your stroke because you're going like this far in anyway. It's no big deal. So everybody has a shot, except for some. There's this one bodybuilder, I'm not going to mention his name, with a nude. Probably not going to be able to penetrate much, right? And the squeeze technique. This is one actually I read about when I was a teenager and I was trying to figure out how to last longer. Just being real with you. Essentially, we're in the middle. When you feel it, coming on a little strong, you take the area under the underside and towards the tip and you squeeze it. And that'll essentially slow it down and hold it for about, I believe it was 10. What does it say here? I believe it was 5 to 10 seconds. I'm not sure on that, but good luck in the middle of intercourse. Say, hold on, I gotta do the squeeze technique. One thing I learned during my abdominal reconstruction rehab is the power of the core, the power of your muscles to control things, breathing techniques. One thing, and I have a video on this, if I could ever find it, is I did a breathing thing where I came in, I breathe in as much air as possible and hold it, and then breathe out and vacuum in as long as possible. I do 3 sets of those. Now that's a vital technique because you're teaching yourself that abdominal control. And think about it, if you control that, you could probably control a little better down there. Now your core is a piece of everything. Strong core, strong everything, right? If you combine those kind of techniques with a strong core, you'll be in a good spot. So, those of you doing goblet squats, okay, those of you doing wall deadlifts, I believe that will aid in you lasting longer in bed. I believe that being healthier will aid you in lasting longer in bed. It's blood flow, correct? Thus, being cardiovascularly fit will lead to you being able to have better sufficient blood flow to your penis, which will lead to a harder, stronger, and longer, a harder, more quality, and longer lasting erection, which is what you're going for. So putting it all together, I think there's a few take homes from this. One is that being healthy is key to achieving a strong erection and being mentally healthy where you can actually focus on the female and, not be nervous about it, where you can be confident in yourself. And that's one thing looking good. If you're ashamed of how you look, I can imagine that'll affect your performance in bed because you'll have anxiety about the woman looking at you. So obviously being lean in shape where you take off your clothes like, bam, you'll have that confidence to be able to lay some serious pipe. Okay? Now, another thing to look at is different techniques. Obviously she's going to want you mixing it up too. Now there are times where she's going to be asking you to do something where you can't exactly do that. And for those moments, you need to practice good core strength and good muscular control of your breathing and your PC muscles as well as your core to bring it all together. Now, this is not addressing, I know people down below are going to say, just take Cialis, just take Viagra. And that's putting a Band-Aid on it. And again, imagine if you took that shit without all this stuff I said, and then you took some Cialis or Viagra with this stuff I said. Remember, those are prescription-only drugs. Do not take those without advice of your doctor, without a prescription. However, looking into this, this is pretty much a plan to help you pleasure your partner more. Also, do not, again, we're going to go back to the vaginal stimulation. Clitoral versus, intravaginal. Clitoral stimulation is the key. So I think one way where lasting as long isn't going to be as big of a deal, foreplay. Guys, don't be afraid to go down there and get a little funky. All right, do your thing. Research different. That's a whole different video that I don't even think I'm comfortable doing. Research techniques on oral sex. Research techniques on pleasure points, as I like to call them. And then you will be in a spot where you will be able to have her where maybe if she's multi-orgasmic, which I believe we hit on before, if she's multi-orgasmic, you get 2 or 3 out of the way at the beginning, you hit 1 at the end, you're good to go. If she's singly orgasmic and she has her thing there, I mean, you're good to go. You could pretty much, or you could time it where right when she's about to, then you do your thing. So there's different ways to go about it, but it's all about technique and strategy, just like bodybuilding, just like anything you do in life. And if you're interested in pleasuring your partner, or if you're a player pleasuring a different woman every night of the week, or if you just want to get your rocks off, just do it and get it done with, or just masturbate. At the end of the day, these are some tips, just the tips that I've amassed over the year by being a vaginal enthusiast. I appreciate you guys watching. A little off topic here. And if you guys like this kind of video, comment down below. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. And be sure to use these techniques so when you fuck yourself, you can last a really long time. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Because being a vaginal enthusiast, let me know if you want that shirt. That's not a game.